Hey everybody, Brandy here from Stamp Me Some Love and your host of the Card Maker Success Summit. Thank you so much for joining us live this evening. We've got a lot of stuff to cover. Most importantly, we're going to see from two of our sponsors. Taylor Expressions is going to be up at 7:15-ish, and then Pink Fresh Studios is going to be up around 8 o'clock. So we're just going to hop on in here and I'm going to see if the chat is working. Looks like we've got lots of folks on and great. All right, awesome. So I want to give you all some updates about what's going on and some tech updates, I suppose. So this morning we went live, I should say live. We released the first video with Daniel West. And it turns out that my plan on chat roll was only allowing 100 people in to the group. So I quickly saw that that was happening and then rectified it by increasing it to 1,000 people. So all of the chat roles should be working now. So if you arrive on the presentation page and you're not able to get in for whatever reason, as far as the chat goes, you still have the ability to watch the video. Just refresh the page. If you're not able to get into the chat, as soon as somebody drops off, you'll be able to get in. But today, we've been averaging about 500 people on at one time, so I don't think it'll be a problem. I do want to apologize for that. Again, I had no idea how many folks were going to be coming on board and was watching it diligently, and sure enough, we started spiking, and I went in and upped the subscription there. So we should be good on the chat roll. Also wanted to clarify some things. I think people are still kind of confused the difference between when the presentation gets released and when the speaker is going to be live in the chat box versus the Facebook Lives. So all of the presentations are scheduled to release at a certain date and time. If you go to the schedule page, and actually let me scroll that link here. 1 second, please. Okay, so that link up there, that is your main hub to get the schedule for the day's events. There is links there and it goes to the presentation page where the video lives. If you click on that link before the video is released, then you're going to come to a page that says stay tuned. And there'll be a little arrow down. It'll give you some action steps if you want to upgrade the VIP All Access Pass. If you come to that page around the time the video is supposed to be released, just hit refresh and it should refresh for you. You'll be able to see the video on one side, the chat box on the other. There are some tips that I've added there in the presentation page on how to pop out that chat box so you can expand your video a little bit better so you can see a little bit more of those details. If you are deaf or hearing impaired and need those closed captions, make sure you click on the CC of that. Or if you just want to read it as well. So anyway, okay, so great. And then the other thing I wanted to mention is that the Facebook Live. So not all of the speakers are available to do a Facebook Live after their video has been released. Some of them are in areas where Wi-Fi is not really accessible to do a live. So some of them have been opting into creating a post in the Facebook group and you can comment and ask questions there. Others have just said, you know, just tag me and I'll answer any questions that you may have. And that's regarding the project that they have actually created. If you have any technical issues or concerns about that, the email to that is support@stampmesomelove.com. All right. Now, once the Facebook speaker decides to go into the group and do a Facebook Live, our moderators are looking out for that and they're going to pin it to the announcement section of the group. So that way it's going to be easier to find. Now, it takes a little bit for the speaker to come onto Facebook and get everything set up. So if you don't see it right away and you know that they're going live because they said they were going to go live in the chat box, then definitely just be patient and refresh your page. Maybe check out those announcements to see if that Facebook Live has been posted and pinned to that announcement page. Okay. So if you know, just don't assume that they're always going to be a Facebook Live for the speaker after their presentation. Again, not everyone is available. I have made it an option for them to further engage with the attendees during the summit. And so it's just an option that they have decided to do so. It's not going to be a regular thing for everybody. Not everybody has the ability to do that. Some of our speakers are working and they've only taken about, 30 minutes out of their day to be able to be available on the chat during the release of their video. So, all right, let me just pop over here and see if we've got any questions.
Where do you see the videos during the day? We emphasize that.
Okay, so Lori says there's another question regarding where do you see the videos during the day? Again, if you go to that Card Maker Success Summit /schedule, there will be links for all of the videos there. If you click on that link, it's going to take you to the presentation page. That's where you're going to find the video, the chat box. Below that will be some links to the speaker's worksheet and if they have provided a freebie for you. Definitely want to encourage everybody to go ahead and download the speaker's worksheet. Namely for a couple of reasons. Number one, you get step-by-step instructions for all of the card projects. So if you're not a VIP All Access Pass member and you still want to get, the information about how to recreate the card, you've got it there in written form. It also gives you a list of supplies that the speakers have used to create the card. And there's also a text link. It's not clickable, but in the worksheet itself, there's a link there that you can type into your computer or your iPad, and it'll take you directly to that speaker's supply list page on their own website. Again, I want to remind you all that the speakers were not paid to present in the summit. And so one of the ways that they do earn some money is to list their products as affiliate links. So just be aware of that. If you click through one of their links, they are going to earn a small commission from the brands that are selling those products. All right, let me make sure we've got anything else here. Okay, so I think we should do a giveaway. And we are going to do just a couple in front of Taylor's presentation. And Taylor's got an awesome giveaway. And so we're going to wait for her to get on to give that giveaway. But I think we should do a couple of giveaways here before we get on with her. And let's see. So the first one we're going to give is from Pink and Maine. Let me just switch over my camera here. All right. Hope you guys can see that. Let me turn off my green screen so you can see the colors better. Okay. All right. So this is Pink and Maine's card making kit. Now, if you win this, you may not get the exact same products that she's providing here, but it will be very similar. So first of all, I mean, look at this box. It's so adorable. And then she's got this nice little package here. Let me just show you all the stuff that's in this particular card kit. And then we will hop on over. I see that Taylor is waiting for us. So we definitely want to get to her.
Are we able to reduce the banner size?
Banner size, absolutely. Yes. Thank you. And then I will just take that link off so you can see everything. Thank you, Lori, for reminding me of that. I do forget. So it looks like she's got here an embossing folder, I believe. That looks like an embossing folder with little different shapes there, a stencil, some stamps with coordinating dies, a little paper pack, some enamel dots, and oh, she's got her little informational thing about what's in the kit. She's got some paper here, lots of pretty paper to create your cards with. And then she's got some really cute looking sequins and stuff. So you will get one of these. It may not be the exact, oh, what did I get here? Oh, little cute little button. It may not be the exact same products, but you will get something very similar to that. All right, so let's do that giveaway. Raise of hands, who wants that giveaway?
Lots of people are loving the box and the stuff inside of it.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, all right, so let's see. Let's announce who that winner is going to be. All right, her name is Kimberly, and spelled Kimberly. Her last name starts with a P and begins with an S. Okay, so let's hop back over and we'll see if we can change the screen. All right, let's see if Taylor is ready to join us. Hey, Taylor.
Hello. I am well. How are you guys?
Oh, we are doing fabulous. I'm not sure if you were able to see the giveaway I just did, but Pink and Maine donated a really nice prize, so we were able to do that before you hopped on. I do have your prize, though, that I've been holding back. I haven't been showing anybody yet because I want you to reveal what we're going to be doing with it today.
Excellent. Well, I am super excited to be here. So thank you, Brandy, for bringing us all together and giving us this fun way to all engage with the craft that we love. So I'm super excited to share some things with everyone tonight. And I'm going to try to get this, my whole setup down. But I think I'm going to start by flipping my camera. So if you guys...
Okay, before you do that, Taylor, can you tell us just a little bit about your store, maybe a little bit about your story, and then we can get to the good stuff.
Yes. Well, I am the owner and creative director at Tailored Expressions, and it was something that I started out of my own hobby and love for card making. We're coming up on our 13th anniversary or birthday this fall, so it has been a fun journey. And yeah, I live in Ankeny, Iowa, so that's right near Des Moines, which is the capital.
Oh, I was born in Sioux City, Iowa.
You were where? I lived in Sioux City almost my whole life when I was.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
So that's crazy. So yes, we're in the Des Moines area now, and I have 3 kids. They are 9, 7, and 4, 2 girls and a boy, and a wonderful husband and a hermit crab. So
how cute. How cute.
Yes.
Taylor, I do want to let you know that Lori, my assistant, is here in the room with me, and she's going to be monitoring the chat. So if she sees anything that we need to address while we're doing the demonstration, she's going to let me know, and then I'll just sort of interrupt you while you're working, okay?
Okay, sounds good. I can also see comments. I figured out how to engage with the chat, so I will do that from my end as well. But feel free to interrupt me anytime.
Yeah, and if you see something that you want to post on the screen, just click show on that, and then it'll actually pop on the screen for everybody else to see as well.
Okay, awesome. Well, I am excited to get to the good stuff. And as I mentioned, I need to turn my camera around. And so if you get like easily dizzy or something, maybe close your eyes, because I am working with a little different setup. So
while you're doing that, let me go ahead and show the giveaway, because I think it's the same product that you're going to be using, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, cool. While you're getting that set up, I'm going to flip my camera so everybody can see all the goodness that you have sent us.
Sounds good.
All right, you guys, let's dive into this goodie bag. I swear, our sponsors have been so generous with the goodies, and I'm just so tickled. And especially excited that that Taylor's going to be able to demo what we can do with this giveaway. I think that is so helpful. But what we look here, we've got some simple sentiments strips, and it's got all of there. You can ink it all at once, and then it looks like it's got the coordinating die.
You may have your green screen on.
I may have my green screen on. I sure do. I can never remember that. I wish I had a producer that would just change that for me. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. So we've got a cute little awesome storage bin to store all of those simple strip sentiments. I tell you, when I love the idea of printing, or not printing, but stamping all these out ahead of time, but they always get lost. So Taylor, this is genius.
Thank you. So when I decided, sorry, did you want to actually do the giveaway right now or just show it?
No, let's do it at the end. I'm going to actually put you full screen. And let's just flip that around. Oops. There we go. So you're on. Let's see it.
Awesome. Okay. Well, when I was trying to decide what I wanted to share with you tonight, I just told you guys that we've been in business for 13 years. So we have a giant catalog, but there are a few things that I am so proud of. And this is one of them. One of our innovations, we came out with simple strips, and the concept behind them a little over 2 years ago, and they took the stamping world by storm, being able to stamp all of these sentiment strips and easily cut them out. And the idea behind this is, if I show you this guy here, so this is the Simple Strips Friendship, and you will see on the red rubber stamp there are alignment squares. So those actually are designed to stamp when you stamp all of the sentiments. And then if you flip the die over, you can see that the same alignment squares are on the die so that you can easily line up the stamped image with the die cut and then pass it through your machine and get 18 sentiments cut all at the same time. So it is a huge time saver, especially for those of us that love to just create backgrounds. And then all you have to do is put an easy sentiment strip on the front and your card is finished. So we're going to create a card like that tonight, but we have since releasing that initial simple strip stamp, we have since released, gosh, I have to count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 different simple strips. So they range in theme from friendship to birthday to snarky to crafty. So for all of your crafty friends, we have some for cat lovers, dog lovers, Christmas, sympathy, about every holiday and occasion you can think of. And the great thing about these is every single stamp works with every single die. So it's a mix and match collection. You don't have to buy a separate die for every stamp. We do have 3 different dies. I'm going to be using the one that creates the flagged ends tonight, but we also have one called Well-Rounded that creates a rounded edge. And then we have one called Asymmetrical that creates, some of them have those asymmetrical edges on one end or on both ends. So those are the options for the Simple Strips collection. And then after we get them all cut out, I'm going to show you guys firsthand what Brandy was sharing with you as part of the prize, which is what we designed to store all these sentiment strips, because storage can be one of our biggest kind of issues as stampers. Okay, I did this cool thing. Now, where do I put it before I'm ready to use it? So we're going to start here. I'm going to see if I can see all. Okay. I do have your comments and any questions you have up on my screen now, so feel free to ask. So when we design these, it's really important to me to do the red rubber stamps when we have something that's this large, because it just stamps so much better. And I'm going to pick that up with the lid of my Misty. And then
Hey, Taylor.
Yes.
We have a question from Connie on YouTube asking, will the die go through a mini die cut? I'm assuming she means one of the mini smaller die cut machines.
It likely will not. I know there are a few different machines out there that are different sizes, but the die measures, let's see, where did I just put those dies? So it's about the size, this is an A2 size card piece, and it's a little bigger than that. So probably won't fit in your mini die cut machines. I use the Big Shot, and it is a 6x9 cutting surface, and it fits just really nicely in the center of that. Okay, so this is how I'm going to pick up my paper. One of my tips for doing this is to take your paper and place it onto the, oops, I grabbed the wrong size paper. I had a different one out here. So take your paper and place it onto your stamp so you can see that it's completely covered, and then close the lid. I put a little bit of adhesive on the other opposite side, and then when you press that back of your MISTI in place, it's going to pick up your paper so that when you go to stamp, you know your paper is in exactly the right spot for your stamp. I know a lot of us tend to take the stamp and stamp it onto our grid paper, but this saves you that step of having to do that. So I'm just going to ink. I'm using the Christmas version of the stamp because we're going to make a Christmas card tonight, because that's what this event is all about. So I'm going to give you another Christmas card idea. And again, we're going to stamp twice because why not? When you have the MISTI, it makes a nice crisp impression. Although you can see here, the beauty of a rubber stamp is that you get an almost perfect impression on the first time. I just like to do it again to make it slightly darker. All right, so the stamp is done. Grab my die cut machine here and we'll run it through.
Lots of people are saying they love this idea.
Thank you. Okay, so I mentioned I'm going to be using the die with the flagged ends, and I'll place that paper down onto my cutting surface, and then we'll line up the alignment guides that are etched into the metal with the stamped squares on the background. And once I have that in place, I like to hold it down with Scotch removable tape. So that's one of my favorite things. It has never ever pulled up the paper for me. I even put it straight over some of the stamped sentiments because it is not going to peel up the paper. So I do like to angle this slightly when I put it through, and that helps because the entire cut line is not going through your machine at the same time, which just gives you a little bit better cut. So if you ever have an intricate die that you're having trouble getting to cut out, it is helpful to angle it slightly. And then you can see here that it just cut out all of those sentiment strips, and we can just pop them out of the die, and we have 18 holiday themed sentiments to choose from on our projects. So to save time, I'm not going to do the rest of them, but I want to show you how you can store them now.
Oh my goodness, Taylor, that is so awesome.
It is super satisfying to just so quickly get all of that work done. Okay, so this is our simple storage collection, and we have several different options with the box. This one is called Simple Storage for Simple Strips, which are the stamps that I just showed you. So I have my box here, and if we open it up, you can see it has 2 layers in it, and these openings in the molded cases are designed to fit the sentiment strips just perfectly. There's a finger notch down the center so you can easily pull out the sentiment that you want. And then if you can see I have several stamped in many different colors. So when I go to create my cards, I can pull out, okay, I know I want to use Celebrate the Season. What colors do I have that stamped in? Do I have something that I already, so I don't have to recreate it?
Great.
And
hey, Taylor, I have a question for you.
yeah.
Lots of people are asking about that caddy that you had on your Big Shot. Is that something you sell in your store?
We do sell that, and it's called the Big Shot Caddy. There's a spot for your tape, a spot for your metal shim, for all of your accessories like a die pick, a scissors, etc. It does only fit on the Big Shot, not the Big Shot Pro. So just be aware of that. If you have the larger Big Shot, it is not made to fit on that. So
gotcha.
So that is the simple storage case. And then to further the organization, we have the simple storage stickers. So all of our different stamp names are on the side, and you can just place those on the side of your case and store them stacked. We also have a shelf that stores the cases. So really easy access to sentiment strips for every occasion that you might need. So I also wanted to show you, I mentioned there were a couple of my favorite innovations over the years, and this is my next, I should say it's like my fourth child. So these are our rainbow blender brushes, and we released these a couple years ago, maybe, yeah, just over 2 years ago. And they are designed, everybody loves blender brushing, and we designed these with the crafter in mind, with the colored handles. So you can dedicate one handle or each color to one color family. So you don't have to wash your brushes out to use it with a new color. And it's easy to tell, I need my green brush, I'm gonna grab the green handle.
Yeah, that's genius too. And they're so pretty. I love pretty things in my craft room.
They are so pretty. And it's funny, we have people tell us all the time that they bought 2 sets because they keep one uninked just because it looks pretty on their shelf, and then they actually use the other one. So, but I also want to mention before I get into using these that we do actually, this kind of was unplanned, but lucky for everyone here, we have a sale going on this week. We launched a flash sale. It ends tonight. For our original set of rainbow blender brushes, they are 30% off. So if this is something you've thought about, or maybe you want that second set that's pretty on your shelf, now is the time to get those. That does end at midnight Central Time tonight on the Tailored Expressions web store. So 30% off those blender
Great. And
brushes.
Taylor, we have the link to your website scrolling in the bottom of the screen. So
Okay,
everybody can
perfect.
head on over to tailorexpressions.com.
Perfect. I've got Louise here to help me. So I'm gonna, Louise, can you grab me? I ran out of course, I grab a tape runner that doesn't have any tape in it. So if you could grab me one, that would be great. Okay, so I wanted to show you blender brushing with one of my favorite holiday stencils. And we have this is our Modern Holly layering stencil. It is a 3-layer stencil to create a pattern across the whole piece of paper. So they are 6 by 6, designed to create the pattern on that A2 size. As I mentioned, it has 3 different layers. We're going to start with this layer here. There are lots of different ways, excuse me, there are lots of different ways you can line up these stencils. And I'm going to show you a few. So you can see here on the sides, we have the kind of the same squares that you see on the simple strips that you can line each layer up to make sure that they line up in exactly the right place. Another great thing that we use for alignment is our grid paper placemats. So this is a Tailored Expressions product that's on my desktop here. And if we take our piece of cardstock and place it down into the A2 area, we could go horizontal or vertical. I just put a little bit of that adhesive to keep it in place. And then we also have the 6 by 6 outline on the grid paper placemat. So you can take your stencil and place it exactly within that opening, use a little tape along the sides to hold it down, and start blender brushing. You can also,
Hey,
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just wondering, we've got lots of folks asking about the sale that you have on the blender brushes. Is there a discount code for that they need to use?
There is not, but it is important to note we do have several different sets of blender brushes. It's only on the original set of 10 rainbow brushes. And you should see the discount right on the item. I think the discounted price is something like $34.
Gotcha. Okay, thanks for clarifying.
So yes. Okay, so we've got that 6 by 6 stencil. I am going to use pixie spray to hold it down. This is a light tack adhesive spray that is designed for using with stencils, especially with some of these intricate designs that can tend to pop up off of your paper. It's really helpful. I'm going to spray it about 6 inches from the stencil and then just wave it around. It takes about 10 seconds to 10 to 20 seconds-ish to get tacky. So if you spray it and put it right onto your paper, it's not ready quite yet. So you want to make sure you allow it to get tacky. And then I'm going to find here the item number that's etched into the front of that stencil. So I want, every time I switch layers, I want to make sure that item number is at the bottom right. And then we're going to nestle that right in here in our 6 by 6 grid. And I'm going to start blending. Just a circular motion to pick up that ink with the blender brush. And then I usually start off on my placemat to get those first intense bits of color off of the blender brush. I'm using all Tailored Expressions inks. So this one is called Peapod. If you're not familiar with Tailored Expressions, all of our ink colors are named after foods. So
That's clever.
it's kind of a fun thing.
Yeah.
We do have all the cardstocks to match the ink colors as well. I think we're up to something like 51 colors, 54 colors, something like that.
Wow.
I should know that. 52. Louise is telling me, she's whispering to me, it's 52.
Aren't assistants great?
They are.
We could not live without them.
She agreed to stay late with me tonight, so it was very helpful. Otherwise, she also knows how to keep me in line because I always forget the paper. So she's always asking me, did you remember the paper? Because, you know, that's kind of the most important part of what we do.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, so that one is finished. Now, if I want to use those alignment squares to line up the next layer, I need to make sure that I've gotten some ink over there so that I can see when I go to line up the next layer.
Oh, that's a good tip. Definitely.
Maybe that could be just an extra double check because we do also have our guide around the outside. So I'm going to switch next to the detail layer for the leaves, and we will actually, I'm going to do this one without the pixie spray. These are not as intricate, and when they're not a super intricate one, I don't find that they shift around or bleed underneath for me, but I do need a little bit of removable tape on the sides just to hold that stencil in place. Want to make sure we save time for the giveaway at the end, so I'm like crafting in warp speed tonight. Okay, so this one is called Poblano Pepper. You have any Poblano Pepper lovers out there? It's kind of that deep tealish color that you get with a Poblano pepper. So this is filling in the center of the holly leaves.
Taylor, somebody's asking if the pixie spray will come off when you wash the stencil.
It does not come off real well with soap and with just water, but if you use soap and water or even hand sanitizer or an alcohol wipe, that will get the pixie spray off. Personally, I prefer to leave it on because I'm just going to use the stencil again. So why wash it off and then waste more pixie spray? So depending on your own personal preference and storage, the way that you store your stencils might change things for you, but I actually don't try to get it off of mine.
I have noticed, though, if I use a stencil and use pixie spray and then try to emboss, that adhesive kind of sticks to the cardstock below in the negative spaces, and so then that can be a problem. But otherwise, yeah, definitely, I like to keep the tack on the stencil just to save, be more economic with my supplies.
Yes, that's a good point because you kind of have to know what your next step is going to be. If I know I'm going to be embossing, I will try not to use pixie spray for that very reason. The residue can stick in the white spaces and then you've got embossing powder everywhere. All right, so this is the last color. This is Cherry Pop, and this will fill in the berries on the holly. And the name of the stencil, like I said before, is called Modern Holly. So it's not your traditional looking Christmas holly, but more of a mod look. This is also a fun one to do with glitter paste. So if you have red glitter paste or even clear glitter paste, you can put over the top of your blended red berries.
You could also potentially use your re-inkers with texture paste and make your own color.
You can. I do that a lot, and I love doing that. That is the reason why we carry only the clear glitter paste, because we have all of our reinkers to match our cardstock and our ink. So wouldn't you want your paste to match perfectly too?
Exactly.
Okay, so this is the big reveal. This is the fun part of stenciling, when you pull it up and you get to see the finished pattern.
That looks so pretty and so perfect.
Yes, it was super easy with the different options for aligning. And I've got a couple others that I created here. If I can find where I put them. So I also did one on toffee cardstock. So this is our craft cardstock. Doesn't it look pretty and festive on the toffee?
It does, for sure.
I used exactly the same colors on that toffee that I used on the white. It just looks more muted. And then I did just like I talked about, and did some glitter paste on the berries for this one. So
nice.
A little bit brighter green there. So to finish this off really very simply, I have a little bit of gold foil cardstock here. And I'm just going to adhere that pattern down. Just a slight little gold border all the way around.
That is just gorgeous.
Cherry pop card base to match.
And that's the same red as the ink on the cherries, right?
Exactly.
Very color coordinated.
Yes, I like that. And then we're going to go to our box of Simple Strips sentiments, and I decided ahead of time which one I wanted to use. There's one here that says "Have a Holly Jolly Christmas," which I thought would be perfect with the holly.
Yes.
So we're going to use that one in the toffee to set it off a little bit from the background. Also, do I have that one? It might look nice in the black too, but I don't have it stamped in black. So, okay, then another thing that we designed to go perfectly with your shaker cards, but also works great with your sentiment strips, is our foam sticky strips. These are already pre-cut.
Yes, just the right width.
Yes, they are 1/8 inch. And they are awesome for creating shaker cards, but I use them a lot for my sentiment strips too. So we'll just put piece of foam across the back. I forgot a scissors, Louise. Let's see if I can tear it.
I don't know if I'd do that, Taylor.
Nope, I can't tear it. So we learned something tonight. The foam tape is not terrible.
No.
Okay. All right, then.
We averted a crafting disaster.
Yes. All right, so to adhere these straight, I use my grid paper placemat and my tweezers, and I will just kind of follow a line across about where I want to adhere that and make sure that it's straight. And I like to use the tweezers for this because then I can get my hands out of the way and I can see better, because I feel like when I have my hands and I'm trying to place and my thumbs are in the way. So that is it. You could, of course, add more pizzazz if you want to. I did bring in some gold drip drops, but I think I'm running out of time for everyone tonight. So if you wanted to embellish with any other things, you could certainly add extras. And
that is so beautiful. Yeah, I definitely think that would punch it up a little bit for sure. Yes. All right. So Taylor, why don't you flip the camera over so we can see your beautiful face?
I will do my best.
And then I'm going to pop in. Let me see if I can. There we go. All right, you guys. So we are going to do the giveaway. We have, again, the Sentiment Simple Strips. And the set that she has sent us is the Thanks. So we've got the stamp set that has everything related to saying thank you to someone. And then this particular die is the one with the notched, with the little flaggy. I'm not sure what that's called, but you could definitely purchase the other ones that have the rounded edges, or the asymmetrical ones that she has. So that is really cool. And then of course we've got the storage box. And then we've got our little stickers here that we can put down and put down what box we are saving it for. All right, you guys, let's do our giveaway. Excited, Taylor, to see who's going to get it?
Yay! Let's see. I hope you're excited.
All right, let me see. Show of hands in the comments. Who's excited and who really wants this giveaway? Because it is awesome.
Everyone wants it.
Lori says everybody wants it.
Yay!
All right. Our
Good.
lucky winner. And let me just cut. Here we go. Our lucky winner is, oh, I lost the screen. I love technology sometimes. Okay. All right. Our lucky winner is Ann, and that is spelled A-N-N. Last name starts with a W and ends with an R. And Ann, we will be emailing you sometime in the next couple of days to get your contact information. Remember, you've got 3 days to respond. Otherwise, we're going to give the giveaway to somebody else. So make sure that you whitelist my email address in your inbox, either brandy@stampmesomelove or support@stampmesomelove. Be on the lookout for that email, hopefully within the next day or so. And then Taylor, once we get her information, we will send that to you so you can ship off this beautiful giveaway. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. I had fun spending some time with you. And thank you again, Brandy. It was awesome.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much for your support with the Card Maker Success Summit.
Yes. You guys have a great weekend ahead.
All right. We'll catch you later, Taylor.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And can you differentiate how the Taylor Expression sale is different than the discounts within the summit?
Okay, great. Yes. So Lori's got a question, or Lori has pointed out a question that I need to get clarified. So there's a little bit of confusion about different promotion codes that are inside of the VIP All Access Pass. If a sponsor opted into that type of promotion, or I'm sorry, bonus, then they would provide a discount code. I don't believe Taylor Expressions has that in our VIP All Access Pass. Some of our other sponsors have opted to do that, but Taylor's definitely stepped up her game with this beautiful giveaway. And so I'm so happy that she's given us this. We've got one more, but we're not going to give it away today. We're going to give it away probably tomorrow or maybe on Saturday. So be on the lookout for that. All right. Is there any other questions that we need to talk about before we do some more giveaways?
Where could you find Taylor Expressions catalog?
That I do not know. She says that some of you are asking about the catalog, and I would suggest going to taylorexpressions.com and actually looking on her website or sending her a message, because I do not know. All right, we're going to do one giveaway, and then we're actually going to take a break and come back with Pink Fresh Studios at around 8 o'clock. All right, so Lori, the next giveaway that we're going to give is the Sunburst embossing folder from Sunny Studio. And of course, my green screen is on. You guys can't see the right colors. Here we go. All right, so we're going to give away this embossing folder. All right, that one is going to Laura, L-A-U-R-A. Last name starts with an F and ends with a G. So Laura is going to get our Sunny Studio Sunburst embossing folder. And I think we have time for one more. We're going to do another embossing folder from Sunny Studio. And that is the Dapper Diamonds embossing folder. We're going to draw for that winner. And that one is going to Shell, S-C-H-E-L-L. Last name starts with W. and ends with N. All right. So we will be emailing you in the next couple of days, hopefully sooner rather than later, to notify you that you have won a giveaway. All right, let me just cut over here. And here we go. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to actually shut the live off, and then we're going to come back around 8 o'clock with Pink Fresh Studios. So just be sure to be paying attention to wherever you're watching this right now, whether that's YouTube, my Facebook page, or in the Facebook attendee group. All right, you guys, life happens. I comment, stamp me some love, and I'll see you in the next video.